Today we are taking a look at Sakura Miku from Hatsune Miku. This is the Sakura Dress version in the AMP Plus line by Taito. Hatsune Miku is a renowned virtual singer and the defining face of the Vocaloid software series. She performs globally through synthesized music and holographic concerts, constantly evolving through diverse artist collaborations. As a digital idol, she transcends traditional boundaries to connect fans worldwide through creative media. Her iconic design is frequently reimagined by various artists into specific seasonal or themed appearances. These variations allow for endless creative expressions while maintaining her recognizable core identity. The Sakura Miku concept specifically celebrates the arrival of spring with bright pink color palettes. It has become an annual tradition that fans look forward to for its cheerful and vibrant aesthetic. Today's highlights for this figure are the expression with the small fang, the incredibly effective use of clear parts, and the dynamic circular composition including the umbrella. The open mouth shows clear depth with a distinct lip edge, pulling the adorable expression securely into an energetic and tight focus. Supporting that engaging look, the small fangs add an incredibly charming touch that brilliantly defines the fantastic quality of the cute face. Clear parts are used incredibly effectively across the entire design, starting with the hair tips that curve dramatically backwards to visibly trace the surrounding space. The transparent ribbon on the back layers elegantly to add massive volume, while the clear pink scrunchie creates a sharp three-dimensional break along the solid leg. The large umbrella creates an impressive upward expansion, which connects perfectly with the beautifully curved lines of the long twin tails and the lifted leg. Finishing entirely with the blue concentric water ripple base at the very bottom, they collectively form a highly cohesive and continuous circular flow. This channel brings you figure reviews and anime merchandise updates straight from Japan. If you enjoyed this kind of content, don't forget to subscribe. Starting with the face and hair, the eyes have solid top eyelid lines, and the distinct highlight shapes effectively support the expression, keeping the gaze tight and focused. The front hair is cleanly separated into angular bundles with extremely fine lines running from the top. These distinct sculpted lines ensure the surface does not look flat, allowing the directional flow to be read easily by the viewer. The tips of the front bangs rest thinly above the eyes, while several short, independent strands fall cleanly in front of the cheeks. This arrangement perfectly separates the hair from the facial outline, creating a highly effective layered depth between the front and the back. The red cherry ornaments are placed securely on the sides of the head, with green leaf pieces neatly overlapping directly on top of them. These vibrant red and green points are placed clearly within the large hair volume, providing a sharp and refreshing color contrast. The extremely long twin tails start quite thick at the roots, making them appear substantial before spreading out into multiple thinner bundles. As the twin tails flow dramatically outward, the hair bundles gradually become thinner toward the very ends in a well-calculated progression. Specifically, the hair tips are cast in translucent parts, shifting toward a yellow tint while heavily curving backwards in a wide arc. Because the tips end in a flat raised edge rather than a thin line, the intense movement of the hair remains solidly in the surrounding space. Small cherry blossom flowers are attached closely along the surface of the twin tails, introducing pleasing visual resting points throughout the long hair. These floral accents prevent the flowing sightline from wandering continuously without end, adding a structured pause to the dynamic sculpt. The open mouth features a clear step at the lip edge, revealing noticeable depth inside the mouth to ensure the smile avoids looking flat. From there, a small fang is visible, sharply focusing the charming appeal squarely on the cute mouth area. The twin tails sweep outward and curve back, maintaining the airy spatial volume. Moving down, the white collar stands up cleanly around the neck, and the dark red crossing lines drop distinctly toward the chest. This clean structural design confidently establishes the center axis of the upper body for the viewer. A large white surface is secured across the front of the chest, framed by sharp pink border lines running along the edges. This boundary guarantees that the transition between the bright outfit and the skin areas reads perfectly clearly. Scattered cherry blossom petal motifs are carefully placed across the broad exposed skin sections, adding subtle elegance without overwhelming the design. These delicate patterns act as tiny focal points on the wide surface, so the chest space does not feel empty. The sleeves gradually increase in volume as they travel from the shoulders toward the wrists, adding beautiful movement to the arms. At the wrist side, the edges switch abruptly, introducing a beautifully soft and appealing mass to the cuffs. Gold buttons align vertically along the outer cuffs, injecting a rhythmic dot pattern that enhances the visual information on the arms. One hand is held open near the face, featuring individually separated fingers rather than a solid merged block. Because the fingers are separated, the space between them becomes visible, introducing a wonderful feeling of lightness to the graceful pose. The large front waist ribbon protrudes boldly forward, presenting thick, overlapping loops on both sides with substantial depth. At the center of that structural ribbon, an extra layer featuring a cherry blossom ornament is placed directly on top. This creates a layered effect, shifting beautifully from the thick loops to the center ornament and down to the ribbon tails. Positioned exactly where the sightline moves down, this extruded ribbon acts as a powerful central anchor. By placing this dense piece right at the middle, the general balance of the figure appears remarkably smooth and evenly distributed. For the lower body and pose, the outer pink skirt layer spreads wide and is unified by a continuous wavy edge. Because the edge undulates constantly, the silhouette avoids looking plain, maintaining airy lightness easily from any angle. Instead of flat lines, the front of the skirt features distinct ruffled layers that elegantly break up the wide surface. These beautifully sculpted ruffles serve a great purpose by turning the broad area into much more engaging visual sections. Underneath, the inner white ruffles are visible, and their edges stand up slightly against the flow of the dress above them. Because the white ruffled tips point in a different direction, the structural difference between the layers becomes extremely clear and gorgeous. The transparent ribbon on the back flares outward dramatically from the waist, waving loosely to increase the rear view detail. This clear ribbon adds layered volume, and its airy surface overlaps wonderfully with the dynamic flow of the long hair. While the white tights keep the leg surfaces sleek, the pink lines across the upper thighs effectively cut the space. These thigh lines perform brilliantly as a strong visual separation, introducing a clean break across the smooth legs. A clear pink scrunchie wraps nicely around the ankle, showing off overlapping loops and a thinly sculpted visible edge. This subtle accessory provides a highly effective three-dimensional highlight at the very bottom of the leg. The red shoes feature crossing straps over the instep, cleanly establishing a bright color contrast against the solid leg sections. The pose features a straight planted leg providing solid support, while the raised leg is bent smartly and thrust forward. Because the two legs do not align, a wonderful open gap is created naturally within the lower body. The wavy skirt, hem, and back ribbon flare out smoothly, capturing the sculpt motion beautifully. The blue base features concentric rings expressing water ripples, with a small connecting joint extending to the foot. The large umbrella creates upward expansion, connecting perfectly with the curved lines of the twin tails and the raised leg. This figure is approximately 21 centimeters tall. That's about 8.3 inches. For size comparison, here's a 350 milliliter can. That's about 12 ounces in the US. Overall, Sakura Miku in AMP Plus by Taito stands out phenomenally for its well-executed clear parts, the commanding presence of the umbrella, and the dynamic posing. Starting from the top, the head design is defined by front hair that is cleanly separated into distinct bundles, ensuring the flow is visibly clear. The extremely long twin tails add significant movement to the sculpt, and the red cherry ornaments with green leaves are highly effective horizontal accents against the pink hair. Moving to the upper body, the beautifully crisp white collar and the dark red crossing lines do an excellent job of centering the entire front section. The scattered cherry blossom petal motifs act as lovely focal points on the exposed skin, while the massive waist ribbon serves as the central anchor for the front depth. As the sightline continues down, the lower body presents an engaging layered aesthetic with its undulating wavy hem, clean white ruffles, and the beautiful transparent back ribbon that continues the hair's flow. The upper thigh lines and the transparent pink ankle scrunchies divide the sleek white legs perfectly, finishing tightly with the bright red strapped shoes. Pulling the entire piece together, the massive umbrella introduces a commanding upward expansion that catches the sweeping arcs of the twin tails and the lifted curve of the raised leg. This brilliant interplay creates an incredibly engaging silhouette where straight lines and dynamic curves alternate powerfully across the entire figure space. Finally, the blue concentric base brings everything together at the bottom, expressing water ripples that perfectly capture the round expansion from above. This ensures that a cohesive and unified circular flow is brilliantly maintained from the very top of the umbrella down to the floor. Because of that, fans of Hatsune Miku or Sakura Miku will definitely enjoy this piece. With that focus, collectors who appreciate incredibly dynamic silhouettes and brilliant effective uses of clear parts should find it a thoroughly worthy addition. That's it for this video. If there's any part of the figure you liked, feel free to leave a comment and share your thoughts. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.